Aloha, everybody. It's Arthur from Arthur Ease Your Mind. And we have Mel Doerr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic, for another. Where's your Hawaiian shirt?
Well, this morning when I got up, it was colder than a well digger's behind. And I knew that I was going to be at my office late. And so I do the show from here. But I just got this and it says love over fear. And I thought it would be apropos for tonight's show. Ooh, that's a rhyme. Apropos for tonight's show. Because a lot of people are in fear, of what's coming up. And, I thought, and Lisa Foster kind of triggered something last night when she said, enough doom and gloom. And I thought she's right. So I just got this. I got it from a YouTube channel, actually. It's called Yes Theory. And they talk about stepping outside of your boundaries a little bit and taking, doing things that are exciting, normally outside of your boundaries. And I saw them that had this shirt, Love Over Fear. So I wore it.
Yay.
And because it's warm. And it's cold outside. So
somebody once asked me, why do you always wear a black t-shirt? It's like, because I have 40 of them.
That's all I got.
Well, it's like, there's pictures of Einstein always in that white suit. He had 10 of them.
Because they don't show dirt.
Well, the white ones do. Yeah, this doesn't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they don't show the stain from lunch, that you get on your best shirt. Anytime I wear my favorite shirt, I invariably get a stain on it. So, anyway.
So hello, everybody, and it's just to let everybody know, yes, I am safe. I am fine physically. Mentally, the jury's still out. But everyone's still running around crazy in Los Angeles. There's this tension in the air and more than smoke. But I went out this morning today, still wore a mask. You can still smell a little bit of the ember. It's weird. But anyway.
The only thing I ask is when you all listen to me, my Southern accent's coming back. When y'all put up a question, please make it sure it's in all caps so we can see it.
We're blind. Come on, people.
And the person working behind the scenes pulling the strings, thank you, Sherry. She can see it too. So when we do something called starring the questions, and then we can see which ones are starred, and that's how we do this behind the scenes. But sometimes it takes some people working behind the scenes to pull the strings.
Thank you, Mr. Wizard.
There you go. Sure, you said you're very welcome.
There you go.
All righty. So how are you doing? I mean, people have been asking about how you're doing, and I'm getting private messages, and I'm at the last I know, he's okay. He's good.
It's not like last Tuesday when the power went out.
Oh, that was like,
that was scary though. It really was, because I heard the transformer blow. It's not too far from here. So, and hopefully, the glitches from Spectrum are completely fixed today. So I'm not going to freeze up and give you crazy emoji face. But also, I want to make a correction from last night, if you haven't watched the show. I had said that Kamala Harris's house burnt. It did not. There were like 3 false news reports that went out and said it did. And but there were 2 men that were arrested after curfew near her house. They looked like they were going to rob the place. So just to clarify that in a correction. Sorry. But her house is in Brentwood.
I just put this up with Teacher Barbara. She said, Mel, send a message. I can make you a shirt. Have at it. Large. As Linda Grinder would say, large, petite.
Does anybody have Omar's number? Never mind.
Anyway, I thought that was nice. Thank you for correcting that,
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, we got somebody that says, Michelle LaForo, I've been watching for a while, first time chatting. I love you guys. Well, we're glad to have you in the chat. Thank you.
Yes. And hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father.
Here I am in Camp Renata.
Yeah.
Do you remember Leonard Skinner? He got ptomaine poisoning last night after dinner.
Yeah.
Remember that? I remember that. this show, that song.
Oh, we're going down memory lane.
Remember the Witch Doctor song? Ooh,
I had a friend.
ting tang, walla walla bing
Bing
bang.
bang. Ooh, ee, ooh, ting tang, walla walla bang.
Right.
But she did it as a torch song, like ooh, ee, ooh, like a real like sultry. It was amazing.
Sounds like it should be in another kind of
Venue.
genre.
It was fun. She's a great actress. So anything you'd like to bring up before we dive into all these questions?
I have not watched. Oh, Barbara! Somebody said teacher Barbara makes beautiful T-shirts. Well, have at it, Barbara. I'll send you a lot of business. I have not had time today to watch the news. I just got this new computer, and it had some glitches in it. Thank you, Jeffrey Stein. I called Jeff, and I'm like, Jeff, help me with.
It's called a learning curve because you're old.
Read between the lines, please. Read the encyclopedia.
I'm teasing you. You know that. I say it out of love.
So thank you, Jeffrey Stein, for helping me. Thank you, Lucy or Lucci Delisi. In Italian, it'd be Lucci.
Lucci.
Lucci. Anytime in Italian, if an I comes after a, if an I or an E comes after a C, the C is pronounced as cha. So Lucci Delisi. All right. Thank you, Lucci or Lucy. Anyway, Arthur, I was teasing when I said, no, this is read the book. This is read the encyclopedia.
No, I know. This is like I always tell people, read between the lines.
There you go.
Anyway,
I'm like wine now. Get better with announcements. Also can turn to vinegar if not careful.
Yeah, and milk can turn to butter too. So, do you have any announcements or anything you'd like to add before we start?
Yes, thank you. What a great
segue.
Come back to earth, Mel. ADD kicking in. I have openings on my Peru trip, and you'll see below how to get a hold of me. I have openings for Peru, and I have openings for Iceland. So if you're interested, please look at the information below. And thank you. I look forward to it. The trips are a lot of fun. Everybody, please thumbs up for Arthur. Subscribe.
Thank you. And back at you too.
That little bell. And for me too, thumbs up, subscribe. My goal is to hit 30,000 by the end of February or beginning of March. So,
and my goal is 15 by March.
Yay! Well, by golly,
my birthday.
Do it. Your birthday is when?
2 days after yours.
I know, but when is yours?
March 24th.
So now you know when mine is.
Yeah. Well, actually, you share a birthday with both Stephen Sondheim and Andrew Lloyd Webber.
What wonderful people.
And I was talking to Richard Rodgers' grandson once, and he said, they invite the same people to their birthday parties on the same day every year.
Oh, wow.
Just as a joke. Yeah, it's an Aries thing.
It's an Aries
thing.
All right. Happy birthday. All right. Shall we get started with the questions? You want me to start them and put them up, or Sherry's back?
Just put them up and I'll read them. And
okay, go ahead.
I can just may need a little assistance tonight.
Oh, he's got on his cheetahs.
Yes. Ukraine offered 150 firefighters to help LA take that, Mr. Blob Boss. Mob Boss. I think Blob Boss is better. And his gangsta. But they sent a lot from Canada. They sent a lot from Mexico, other states as well. And what's funny is the Republicans that voted against this wildfire prevention bill. That voted against are the ones tweeting, "Oh my God, look at Los Angeles! They don't know what they're doing."
And exactly, Trump has got a certain part of the anatomy to say that, California was remiss and the way they fought this, rather than him saying, I'll give my full support as president-elect to help with this, whatever I can do. But he's too busy always trying to create anarchy. And
Chaos.
I don't think Ukraine offered 150 firefighters because they were trying to gain favor with Trump. I think they were really trying to help out.
Exactly. It had nothing to do with Trump.
And for you all, a real quick prediction. I've been saying this all along. Yes, Humpty Trumpty Dumpty will fall. But I do not foresee him fulfilling his full 4 years in office. I see some sort of big health event coming for him that will, I don't know, after about 1.5 years or 2 years, that long. So I'm not seeing him. And if he stays in office, I see him impeached again. I keep feeling that. My guides are showing me that. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to throw that in.
No, I agree. I mean, 2 years ago, I said you have to be alive to be a president. So we'll see what happens.
There you go. All right.
From CN. Why don't you put another N? We'll have a newscaster. Will Syria help Ukraine to gain access to Assad in Russia?
Yes, I hear a yes on that. And I got cold chills going up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. But provided he doesn't fall out of a first floor window.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or a basement window, better yet.
Yeah, from the ground up. Laura Wright. Hi, Laura. Is Gavin Newsom winning the war on Trump's California fire disinformation? He invited him to come visit and is pushing out facts. Are Americans hearing the truth?
Yes, they are. And I'm glad that Laura said this. What a cute little dog in the picture. I love dogs. Cute little Chihuahua, huh? You know, there's an old saying that, you know, a lie can get around the world 1.5 times while truth is still lacing its shoestrings,
Mm-hmm.
its shoestrings. But the way to fight this disinformation is with truth. And with all the disinformation that Trump is going to be spewing, that Elon Musk is going to be spewing, and all of that stuff, a lot of people are going to say, wait, the best way to fight this is with truth. And they're going to keep fighting it with truth. Gavin Newsom is not afraid of Donald Trump.
No.
He's going to be a huge adversary to Donald Trump. So, and actually it makes Gavin Newsom more popular in California.
Well, he probably is. But also, did you see the interview? Elon Musk started talking about the wildfires and a fireman interrupted him. A real fireman interrupted him. And he ran. So, again, facts.
Yes. So the truth, that's exactly how our voices are going to help us get through this dark period coming, but the light shall prevail. And it's going to be with truth. And my guides show me that a lot of people are not going to be afraid of Humpty Dumpty and are going to start speaking the truth.
Well, he's a lame duck president. Technically,
well, truth will prevail. I mean, that's how we're gonna fend off the as my friend Joy said, the dark footsteps going down the halls in the White House.
Can we trip him? Barbara Sobel, what is going to happen to TikTok?
Didn't they suspend it here or something? Are they going to?
They're trying to, but also. There was rumor that Elon Musk was going to buy it, and now it's completely fabricated and false. I did research on that today.
Why were they going to suspend it here?
Because they wanted it to be more owned by American company or something, a subsidiary. It's because they're afraid that and what happened is a lot of people that are on TikTok left TikTok and signed up for another app from China that is the competitor to TikTok.
Got it. So. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen with a lot of these social media platforms that support misinformation. People are going to start new ones, and subscribers to those are going to come over to the new ones. What's the one that replaced Twitter? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that one's doing, but I think it's going to do very
well. from what I see.
I see a new one coming out that's going to give Facebook a run for its money. Remember MySpace, and then Facebook came out? Well, there's going to be something else
It
coming.
wasn't. Well, first it was Friendster, then MySpace, then Facebook. Actually, a client of mine was one of the members started at MySpace eons ago.
Blue Sky, there you go.
This guy, yeah.
And but I see a social media program coming out, platform that's going to really do much better than Facebook, and check the facts. So,
well, that's the other thing where Zuckerberg, aka Harper Marx, just is like they're getting rid of the fact checking and everything. So it's crazy to do that.
I think Elon Musk is going to start trying to buy up a lot of social media platforms, but in certain countries, they're going to say absolutely not and forbid him from doing so.
Oh, by the way, this just came out of the wires before we started. Breaking news: SEC sues Elon Musk for allegedly failing to properly disclose his Twitter ownership stake.
Bingo. And he's going to get a lot of lawsuits. I see him under investigation at some point for leaking state secrets, and I see him in court. I see convictions there for entertainment purposes only. Okay, go ahead. Earth Angel.
I was going to say, Mel will dress up as Mama Rose, and I'll be Gypsy.
I want to be Auntie Mame.
The funniest story, I know a lot of theater people, and Ethel Merman was fighting to get to do the movie Gypsy, and they gave it to Rosalind Russell because she had a bigger name, and Rosalind Russell's agent was her husband, and so she made 2 calls and said, "Well, I see the Lizard of Oz got me out of that deal."
Love it.
And Lucille Ball bought up the rights to Mame, and Angela Lansbury played that 10 years on Broadway or something.
Yep.
And whatever. My friend that worked on it called it Maimed.
Memes.
Question: will China invade Taiwan? And if they do, will they also invade Hawaii? Blessings.
They're not going to invade Hawaii. If they do, that will be
Act of war.
Act of war against the United States. I think they're thinking about invading Taiwan. Putin would say they would have his backing with this new BRIC thing. It's I think it's Brazil, Russia,
India,
China, South Africa, and I think now Iran is joining or whatever. If they do that, though, the rest of the world is going to stand up and say, wait a minute, and stand behind Taiwan.
Yeah.
They better be careful, because if they keep this up, it could very well spur a third world war, which I don't see. But
wasn't Trump against World War III? No, he was against World War II when he made that speech. Biden's going to take us to World War II.
He doesn't even know which speech he's in or where he's at. I love what Einstein said. He said, I don't know how the third world war will be fought, if there is one, but the fourth one would be fought with sticks and stones.
Yes.
So
sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Linda Ramsey. Will this be the year that an earthquake occurs along the New Madrid Fault line in Missouri?
If there is an earthquake along that fault line, it's not going to be a huge, humongous one. If there's a such word as humongous, I think it would be more of a little shaker. So
that's what I'm getting. The Earth just finding its way. I don't get 7 or anything like that. Maybe about a 3 or 4.
A hiccup, but I don't know. People or scientists are predicting a huge Armageddon, as Linda Grindle would say, kind of quake along the New Madrid Fault. Yeah. I'm not seeing that right now. I'm just not.
When I was looking at 2025, I did pick up, though, something in Italy.
Well, that could be because of Vesuvius.
Mm-hmm. But just let you know. But like I said, I don't feel California going into the ocean anytime soon. So there you go. Laura Wright, again, with cute little doggy. Michelle Obama just announced she will not attend Trump's inauguration. I don't blame her. MAGA is having a field day. Will other people decide not to attend as well?
Absolutely. And Trump's going to be, they're anti-American.
Yeah, like he went to Biden's. Yeah, uh-huh.
Correct. And some people will point that out. MAGA can have a field day, but MAGA is divided, and they're going to continue to be divided. Yeah. Kevin Chandler had been saying that for a long time, he said this, the Republican Party would split and and it's happening.
It's imploding.
So MAGA they're fighting among themselves, and it's because of Elon Musk.
Here's some gasoline.
There you go. All right.
Yeah. Janine Fuller. Will MAGA Congress cut funding to Ukraine after the orange blob takes office?
They will. But after the midterms, when the Dems take back over the House and the Senate, they'll increase funding to Ukraine, and Trump might veto it. But isn't there? I think there's a way around a veto, that there's something.
Yeah, if you vote so many votes.
Exactly. So, but the rest of the world is going to stand. Well, at least NATO and free countries are going to stand behind Ukraine and supply them with weapons and money.
But also Biden. And here's where they make the mistake. They said, we're giving them billions of dollars. We're giving them stuff that's about to expire. And so then we give that away from our stockpile, and then we go build new stuff, which is good for our economy.
Can I put this question up real quick?
No, of course you can.
And then, Sherry, you can put the other one up. I just want this one to go up. Oh, this is Laura Wright again.
Will Pete Hegseth win the nomination for Secretary of Defense? He got a brutal but fair grilling from the Democratic senators today. Wow.
Well, some of the Republicans were against him, and then some way or another he got him on his side. But if he makes it a Secretary of Defense, that's one of the worst things for our military, and it's really going to weaken our military and the security of this country.
One of the Republicans asked him, so what do you think about your wife? Where the Democrats are asking questions he wouldn't answer.
Right.
And he just got them bring up the border. And she said, I know you already genuflected, but no, that's not what I'm asking.
The Republicans are asking that. Well, he had so many affairs on her, but if he gets in as Secretary of Defense,
it won't be long.
I don't see him staying in long. I don't know once somebody gets in as that job, if the president can fire them. I don't know. I think so, but I don't see him staying in.
Isn't it a lifetime thing, apparently? I don't know. I'm not
I don't know how they get rid of him, but if he gets in, he's not going to be able to hold the title. I can tell you that right now.
No.
So
is the word friendly fire?
I'm sorry.
I'm just entertainment purposes only. I said, isn't there a term called friendly fire?
Right. Do you think he'll get in, though, is the question.
I'm on the fence with this. I want to say instinctively, I got a no, but after watching some of the stuff today, the way the Republicans were treating him, it's like there's a possibility.
I didn't see it because I've been working, but I still think that some Republicans wouldn't vote for it. I don't know if they do the vote by secret, which they should.
Yeah.
And maybe the new majority leader of the Senate.
Well, they still have to go before the Senate. There's another hearing coming up, so we'll see what happens.
Maybe the majority leader of the Senate would take secret votes. Okay.
Thank you, Mercury Angel said it's not a lifetime.
And I don't know if anyway.
Yeah.
It's not Mitch McConnell. I forget who the Senate majority.
Oh, I know.
But I don't think that he wants him in that position. And so I see some behind the scenes finagling to try to keep it from happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, time will tell on this one. Time will definitely tell. Arthur, ease your mind. During Carter funeral, none of past presidents shook Trump's hand. 1, do the former prez know Trump stole the election too? If not, why did they not shake his hand? Because he came out of the bathroom and they weren't sure if he washed his hands.
Well, he's a germaphobe, so I'm sure he washed his hands. He probably didn't use the bathroom.
He didn't have to.
And so, never
He's
mind.
just out there going, okay, I'm done.
Right.
Entertainment purpose only.
I think, well, here's my take on it. I think they all know what we know, that there were shenanigans that took place and that the Russians interfered. I think everybody knows that. They don't have proof, but they will get proof.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they shook his hand because they don't appreciate him, the man, and he's not president yet.
Yeah.
Now, if he was president, they might shake his hand for the office, but not for him as a person. So
right.
That's why.
Right. It's like like Mershon said, you're guilty basically, but I'm not convicting you because you're the office of the president, not because you are the president, but for the office.
But I don't know if he dismissed the charges, but I forgot how
I forget how they did it, but it's like it is what it is. It'll go in the history books as under WTF.
Well, it'll go down in the history books as convicted felon for president. So much for like a lot of those people now who say that convicted felons can't vote or anything like that. At some point I see that going to a different Supreme Court, and they're going to use that argument. And so at some point I see people who had felony convictions who've already served their time in jail being able to vote again under the federal system.
Oh my God, I'm sounding like Mama Rose. I had a dream.
You and
I had a dream. No, this was about, I was getting that in April into May, there's going to be some type of scandal and shakeup with the Supreme Court, and it's not going to be in Trump's favor. What it means, I didn't get ideas. I didn't get, all that's what I heard was look for a shakeup and scandal. I'm like, tell me something I don't already know. There's always a scandal around the Supreme Court. But anyway, just going to throw that out there. Debbie Smith, is anyone going to step in and rescue us from the Orange Menace? Ourselves.
It's like I said earlier, my guides are telling me the truth shall prevail. And I said this last night when I went to Lincoln's tomb. His spirit came through. Really was, I cried. It was so emotional that, justice will prevail. Our union will stand, and our democracy will endure. So I believe that. And that's what keeps me going. So, truth, everybody just, speak truth, speak truth, speak truth. We'll call it, like from 1983, we'll call it true speak. How's that?
There was a great quote from Pete Buttigieg today. It said, "We don't have the right to give up."
Oh, I like that.
We don't have the right to give up.
And we don't.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of moving out of the country, and I'm like, why? Why would I leave my country for the likes of Donald Trump?
I'd rather put him out of my misery.
Thank you. I like that. That's good.
Entertainment purposes only. Don't come after me. I'm not,
No, you said you'd rather put him out of your misery.
Exactly.
Okay.
Awesome author and Auntie Mel from Auntie Vaughn. Will the tangerine toddler pick another weirdo for Secretary of Defense?
Well, I think he tried to get what's his name,
DeSantis.
Seth or Haig, whatever his name is.
And then they were talking to DeSantis.
I think he tried to get Haig, whatever his name is. He tries outlandish stuff to see what he can get by with and to see how much he can manipulate and control. I think he's got DeSantis for another high-level position. No, not DeSantis, somebody else. I don't know. But,
it reminds me of a Disney movie.
If Haig, whatever his name is, gets confirmed, I still don't see him. I don't see him holding power that long. I see somebody else in that place. I really do. So,
like I was gonna say, it just reminds me like a Walt Disney movie. I was an anchor on TV, and now I'm going to be head of 3 million people in the military.
Exactly. Every time I do a YouTube show, my phone goes off. It never fails.
It's your cousin.
No, this time it wasn't.
Trini Pasty, 61. Do you think this fool today will get the position? We just said that.
I'm doubting it, but if he does, he won't stay in long.
And Mel just got a message. Or that was his light bulb going off.
I like that. I'm going to tell people, yeah, send me a text and ding. Call it. Is there one called Claire Vocal? My Claire Vocal went off. Anyway.
My Claire T-Mobile went off.
There's a Claire for everything else. Might as well have a Claire Vocal.
Yeah. Claire voicemail.
There you go. All righty.
Next question here. Hold on.
Do we have another?
Yeah, there's 36 starred, so here we go. Mercury Angel. It is sickening how the people in Cali are being treated by the new administration. Will they help?
The new administration, will they help?
Yeah.
Well, I see it declared as a federal disaster area. Biden might do that before he leaves office, but
Gavin Newsom should stop giving the federal funds that California gives to all the red states.
That's right. And he better be careful. I mean, Trump better be careful because that could easily happen. You know, Trump will probably do what he did in Puerto Rico when that hurricane down there throwing paper towels. He'll probably be in California throwing water bottles or throwing matches
Or water guns, water balloons.
And look at, who's he to talk about the California response? What was his response to COVID? Remember how many people died because he didn't want to, make a response?
I know my doctor told me don't put bleach in your arm. I said, but the president told me to.
And then the anti-maskers and all that, people that died, please. People forget so quickly. They forget. Anyway.
Nora Garcia. Hello, Mel and Arthur. What messages does Martin Luther King have for us? I'm feeling discouraged lately, knowing the orange one will be in.
And my guides are telling me that's exactly what they want you to feel. They want you to feel frustrated. They want you to give up. And Arthur, what was it that Pete Buttigieg said?
I have it written down behind me. It's we don't have the right. We don't have the right to give up.
There you go, Nora. So that is the message my guides are telling me to tell you. Martin Luther King says that we will never go back to what it was like before the civil rights movement, because there are going to be a lot of people who come forward who are peacemakers and who will talk about human rights, just as Martin Luther King did. My guides are showing me 2 or 3 people coming in the very near future. They're going to speak out against racism, bigotry, and organized peaceful protesting. And Trump would probably try to use troops against them. But
well, that was one of the questions that guy was asked today. Would you, like Milley, apologize for sending in the troops to clear out the peaceful protesters and all that kind of stuff? Would you do the same? Was he right to apologize? He said, I'm not going to answer that.
So what I was saying is that I see, if he does send in troops, people will still, it's going to, oh my goodness, that's going to ignite a powder keg, and people will en masse protest.
You think Kent State was bad?
So, Martin Luther King, I think, has tears in his eyes about what's going on in this country, but he too is working on the other side and says, here's what's coming through. We must stand up for equality. We must stand up for inclusion, and we must stand up for the rights of every single individual in this country. That's what he just said.
Okay.
And if we do that, as long as there's a majority of us standing up for those things, we will prevail. It will be a battle, but we will.
Win.
He's coming through so strong. It's incredible. It's like, whoa. So that's what just came through. Sorry to preach. I don't mean to.
That's right. I'm medium rare. I'll just leave that to you. Anya, heard a great idea from Libby at whatever tarot today. Put Dark Brandon or Pete Buttigieg in a firefighting helicopter running a mission. Great press for the Dems. Yeah, but if the Legacy News would cover it.
Well, they might, but I doubt that that's going to happen. But, Newsom is going to continue to speak out against the falsehoods and the BS that Trump and the MAGAs and the conspiracy theorists are propagating, and just say, look, here's the facts, and have a lot of people speaking up, and Californians themselves.
Well, yeah. Kelly, do you think there is something more sinister in the Trump rally on the 19th?
My answer is everything Trump does is sinister.
Mm-hmm.
I know what she's asking. Well, the Women's March is when, and he's going to say, his was the biggest, mine was the best.
He's on the 18th. Women's March is on the 18th.
Well, they're going to have a lot more people than he will.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jackie Frazier, any surprises coming up by January 20th? We can't let the evil man get into office.
Go ahead, Arthur.
I'm not sure. I mean, I told Linda last week when I had another dream where I saw him just about to put his hand on his own Bible, and there was a sinkhole. And they just went, poof, and all the Democrats were just floating in air.
I can interpret that by saying he's not going to serve his full term in office.
Yeah.
I see him being inaugurated. I'm sorry to say.
The closer we get to it, we'll see. And
when those of us said that, we felt that, Kamala would win, she did win. She did win. The same as Hillary did.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shenanigans going on, and all that truth will come to light. Buckle up. There's a lot of truth coming out, and the misinformation is going to try to stifle the truth, but the truth will win out. My guides are telling me that loud and clear.
It always does. Any surprises coming up? Yeah, we survive. Michelle, I'm disheartened, especially since Jack's report. Will he be accountable for anything?
I haven't had the opportunity to take a look at the report.
I gleaned parts, and it just said, the one thing is, he said he would have been convicted if he had not been the president-elect.
I'm sorry, say again?
Basically, the report said that Trump would have been convicted if he had not won.
Well, he was convicted.
No, I mean,
he would have been sentenced to jail.
The January 6th stuff.
But but it's funny that a lot of us saw him convicted, but we didn't see him going to jail.
Yeah,
many of us said that.
I always got, like, the guides always told me he'd end up in a facility. And when I thought that, like, well, handcuffed to a gurney?
There you go.
Anyway, eventually the history books will have him accountable.
Correct. Well, he'll be held accountable. Abraham Lincoln, justice shall prevail.
And there's a higher source that will take care of things.
It will prevail.
Yeah.
It might not seem like it right now, but that's what the MAGAs want. They want you to give up. They want you to just quit. Don't.
They want us to kowtow and get in our closets and shake and be fearful. And
what caused all the changes, for equal rights and stuff like that? People who were courageous, who didn't give up.
And some people died.
Bobby Kennedy, JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, all the great social leaders. they didn't lay down and give up.
Yeah, John Lewis, they're all there.
Right, exactly.
I have a huge bottle of wine for the 20th to numb me from thinking about Dumpty inauguration.
Well, if I'm going to drink wine, I'm going to do it out of celebration, not out of remorse. So
I'll get an IV.
I'm saving my bottle of wine for the midterms when the Dems take back over.
I'll just buy another bottle. Where's my IV, please? Brenda, I love your smile. Hi to all. Mel and Arthur, what can we expect this week and next Monday?
Ting,
ting.
You know, more of the Trump rhetoric and more of the
Same BS.
correct. And now I just read Melania said she's going to stay at the White House after she said she wasn't supposedly. But remember,
Depends if the check cashes.
here, love over fear. Let your voice be heard. Letting your voice be heard does not mean that you're not loving. I'm going to get one that says truth over fear. And we can still be truthful in a loving way, but not have to put up with shenanigans. You know, like a parent who scolds the child. They love the child, but they don't let the child get into shenanigans because that could hurt everybody and hurt the child. You know, Donald Trump, we will speak up. It's about we defeat this sort of thing with the truth.
Yep.
I mean, you know, there's a lot of jaw dropping like we'll have a lot of that.
Is Saturday the day for the big announcement?
Of what?
Exactly. I was just going to ask.
I don't know what big announcement they're talking about. So if you can clarify that, I don't know what you mean by that. You know, when Ruth Bader Ginsburg crossed over, when Trumpty Dumpty was president, she showed me this little speck of light, and there was this darkness all around, all these dark hands and darkness just trying to, like a pall, trying to suffocate it. And the light got brighter and brighter and then very bright. And it's like, yeah, the light is winning. And then all of a sudden it was pushed back. And it was like pulsating. And it became this little tiny speck of light again, but it didn't extinguish. Just like a match when it's about to go out. Then it looked like the light was going to extinguish, and it grew 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 and it grew. It pulsated with darkness, but until it became almost brighter than the sun. And I know the symbolism of that. You know, when Trump was defeated by Biden, the light grew.
Yeah.
Now that this whole thing's going on again, it's diminishing again. And it'll get very tiny, like it's going to be snuffed out, but it won't.
Yeah.
And ultimately, when it does grow, it's gonna take over Trump, the light meaning the truth, the light meaning the likes of the evil that's going on. The evil will not win, so the light will prevail. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that was a really strong dream I had, and I believe what she's saying.
One of my favorite quotes is, don't ask me who said it, I just know the quote, was, "A lit candle is brighter than the sun in a dark room."
Ooh, I like that. There you go.
Annette, will they keep the flags at half staff for 45 inauguration?
Well, I think a lot of states will elect to keep the flag at half staff.
Yes.
I don't know if Trump will follow it, but
well, he already raised it in Mar-a-Lago.
I'm sorry, say again.
He already raised it over Mar-a-Lago, and Abbott said he's going to raise it for
only because he didn't want Jimmy Carter to get more attention than he did. How narcissistic is that? But people are going to comment on it. Some people might say, "Well, it's inauguration." How much you want to bet if that was Trump who croaked, and another president-elect that was a Democrat said, "Oh no, for the inauguration, we're putting the flag at full staff." The MAGAs would have a field day with it.
They'd be cutting down the flagpoles.
You got that right.
And then hitting the cops with them. Barba, how will new DNC chair help the Democrats?
They're working behind the scenes already to come up with multiple strategies on how the Dems will take back over the House and the Senate during the midterms. And the Dems are going to be really vocal this time. They're not going to be so afraid. And I see a candidate coming for the Dems who's going to be really charismatic, more charismatic than Kamala, will be phenomenal. And boy, just kind of like that charisma of Michelle Obama, but fiery and really getting people, even some Republicans, getting them on their side. And that's somebody that's going to come up from the ranks that is going to beat the MAGAs in the election 4 years from now.
Well, I keep on
We'll be
feeling
alive to see it. At least I will, I hope.
remember they kept on saying, you know, it was going to be a red tsunami, and then it didn't happen. That's what I keep on feeling is happening.
Right.
Sherry, he turned Wisconsin back to blue after it went bright red in 2008. He's got some really good ideas.
Who's she talking
I
about?
have no idea.
Who are you talking about, Sherry? I don't know who you're talking about. Barack Obama, you mean? I don't know who she's talking about.
Let's see here.
Oh, the DNC chair. I got you. Got it. Okay, there you go. Duh.
Where's the light bulb? Nora, will we have disruptions with our electric grids? Is Alania Muskrat behind these? I'm not getting doom and gloom, Armageddon, get a generator tomorrow stuff.
We will have disruptions with the electric grid because of solar activity. And, you know, the infrastructure kind of needing.
Well, especially in Texas.
But I don't think that Elania Muskrat is behind it. No.
No. Okay. Cynthia, does Elon Musk or 45 have anything at all to do with the fires in California? Thank you. No.
They think fireworks or something set it off. I just heard.
No, they were just covering up trying to get all the evidence from all the P. Diddy people. Just kidding. Entertainment purposes only. Lavender, please give us one positive political prediction.
The Democrats will take over the House and the Senate at midterms, and a lot of Dems are going to start winning local elections, and the Democrats are going to really start grassroots again and grow very, very strong. I see another political party, more like a progressive workers' party, that's also going to be strong, and working together, MAGA will be defeated. And after 4 years, when the Dems take over everything, they'll stay in power for a long time. And at some point, this MAGA movement, I see going by the wayside. It's just a question of, like McCarthyism. People were wondering what would happen to it. It took a long while, but some courageous people spoke up, spoke the truth, and, you know, I mean,
have you no decency?
It destroyed a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there's going to be somebody come along just like that, have you no decency, that is really not going to be afraid, and a couple more will follow suit. And that's what, you know, ultimately.
But it's also, I don't interrupt you, but it's also our responsibility. Start with the school boards, start with the Rotary clubs, start with everything, you know?
Well,
thank you, Patricia.
I see some courageous people coming forward.
Yeah.
Just
so we
like
have to back
there
them.
was some in the McCarthy era, and look what happened to McCarthy. The same thing is same fate with the MAGAs.
Yeah, well, Roy Cohn was McCarthy's lawyer.
Okay.
Denise, will you read on the Orange Menace's new bright idea?
I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about. Maybe you can help me out with it.
Maybe it's a concept. I don't know.
I don't know what she means by that.
Yeah. You know, he always says something new and different, and he's going to do something, never does it.
The best healthcare system. It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best. I'm going to announce it next week, and we're still waiting.
9 years ago.
Right.
Okay. Deborah, will Trump even allow a midterm election knowing the party of the president doesn't generally do well in midterms?
There will be a midterm election. He might think he doesn't need the Russians to interfere because now he's at the helm. And if he tries to stop that, number one, by law, he can't. But number two, if he did, it would go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court would say, absolutely not. And if he then didn't follow that, we'd go into a constitutional crisis. But he's going to try, but he will not succeed. My guides tell me he will not be successful.
I see a midterm happening. I don't see it.
I see a midterm happening.
Yeah, he can't like sign an executive order and get rid of them.
No, he can't.
Bonnie, will we ever get rid of electoral college?
Yes. It might take about 10 years, but the answer is yes.
There's just a handful of states that have to vote for it, and it'll pass. Okay.
Isn't it funny? Like when the Republicans win because of electoral college, they want it, but when they lose, they don't want it.
Tris, I'm sorry, unless the cheating is exposed, we will never have a fair election. They cheated in 2016, 2024. This will continue unless it is exposed. However, behind the scenes, they know what they did. They know how they did it. They just need all the receipts to prove it. I'm telling you.
I see legislation being passed and put in place sooner than later once, the MAGAs are out to stop it from happening. Just like Romania, their Supreme Court stepped in and said, no, wait, this election's not valid because of the Russian interference, like they're doing with a lot of countries. And, Canada's got to be careful because the Russians are interfering in their election. It can very easily happen in Canada. And I'm telling them to speak up. I see legislation being passed where it's going to be very strict about voter fraud, about interference in the election, and a lot of safeguards put in place to keep it from happening.
Right. And a lot of Republicans will have to lose their seats for that to happen, and it will. So don't freak out and go down the rabbit hole.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't spiral. You can't.
Steve Bannon has promised that he will stop Elon Musk before the inauguration. What in the world is he rambling about? He's rambling because he wants to get airtime, clickbait, whatever.
Well, he does have some stuff on Elon Musk, though.
I'm sure he does, but I'm sure Elon Musk has stuff on him too.
And he's going to release it. There's going to be a big scandal, a lot of scandals coming out about Elon Musk. It's going to be a you-know-what show. I want to sell tickets to the circus,
Itchy and Scratchy show.
There you go. All right.
Helen Wheels. Isn't that the person that answers your phone?
No. Oh, Helen, wait.
Oh. Huh.
That's our quote manager. If you want credit, if you're trying to sell us something, you got it. If you're trying to solicit something, you have to talk to my credit manager, Helen White. That's right. Go to
Helen White. Yeah. Well, Helen Wheels. Was Trump Hitler in the past life? I say no.
He's not smart enough. Not that Hitler was, I'm not condoning it.
No. Like comparing a gnat to a fly.
Hitler wouldn't even look at Trump as being smart.
Kelly Chuff. We have been hearing that some big things are going to happen this week. Do you feel that? I've always felt something is happening. And
I don't know from whom.
I'm not getting details on it, though. I just feel that there's something in the air.
I feel something big coming. I just don't know if it's this week or not.
No. Well, as you know, I always hear musical stuff, and I keep on hearing something's coming from West Side Story. So we'll see. Thank you, Leonard Bernstein and Stephen Sondheim. Peggy, let's stop being too gloom and doom. let's focus on what positive we can do to combat this evil.
Bingo. And what we can do.
We don't have the right to give up.
And we can speak up. We can exercise our rights to peaceful protest. We can, well, I can't say this. I don't want to get in trouble. But
come on.
A lot of people, like, with the laws that used to happen for segregation and things like that, a lot of people said, we're not going to do this. And technically they broke the law. And I'm not telling everybody to break the law. That's not my point. But it's about taking action against unfairness and some of the stuff that's going to be coming down. And a lot of people are going to have the courage to do that.
Like a Rosa Parks.
Correct. Exactly my point. Just like that.
Just normal, everyday people do extraordinary things.
And her spirit's going to be guiding a lot of us.
And hopefully for both of
Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy and John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
Yep. Do you see Kamala running in 2028? Since we may take the House and Senate in 2026.
I don't think she wants to go through it again. Can't say that I blame her.
I'll be honest, I can't answer it. I don't know.
But I do see her in a high-level government position in the future. It could be like Secretary of State or something like that. Very high-level government position.
She could be the next governor of California. Who knows?
Behind the scenes, her, Liz Cheney, albeit I don't like Liz Cheney's politics, many Swalwell, many of these people are going to be working, Biden, many of these people are going to be working behind the scenes, as we say in the South, to put the Cleopas on Donald.
Get a shovel and hit him in the head. But anyway, I think we have time. Oh, thank you, Marietta. We have time for maybe one more question. So, do we have one more question? War in Ukraine. That's a cute one.
No.
War in Ukraine.
The person who would take office would be the vice president elect. So that would be Vance. I like the name War in Ukraine.
That's what I'm saying. That's a brilliant one.
Right.
Well, Sandra, why we have not seen Biden moving out of the White House? The truck hasn't moved. The truck hasn't pulled up yet.
No, I think that they do it for them. Everything's packed and all that stuff. And so.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think on Inauguration Day that the president that's newly inaugurated takes possession of the White House. I think it
takes a
little bit of time. So.
I don't want to rush them. Will the Labour Party win Australia's federal election in May, or the coalition party of Liberal Nationals?
I don't know what the parties represent in Australia. I'll have to check and see. But I feel like something liberal party, but liberal meaning by our definition of the word. In other words, not ultra right-wing MAGA BS stuff.
Yeah. I don't know the politics there, so I'm going to answer. Kathy, Putin is behind a lot of the misery we are going through now. When will he be gone? Thank you. I had originally said last April, I thought he was going to be going in April. I'm praying I was definitely wrong, but I still keep on hearing April. So let's hope it's this April.
I see his people standing up against him. So
I get him getting assassinated.
That's how. Well, I don't want to say that, but I just see
entertainment purpose only.
I just see.
I keep on getting remember the Murder on the Orient Express?
Yes.
With Lauren Bacall. I keep on getting the poster for that movie, and I keep on thinking, well, he's got his little train. Maybe on the train. That's all I'm going to say.
His
That's the last question
against him. That's what I pick up.
Yeah. So, what is everybody going to do now? They're going to go to Mel's page, subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the little bell. And when you're done there, you come to Uncle Arthur's page, and no, that's Bewitched. You come to my page, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Shall we call you Paul Lind, Uncle Arthur?
Yeah, right. And if you want to get a hold of Mr. Mel, to contact Mel, www.meldoerr.com, or call 847-590-5411. And if I'm not on Wilshire with a sandwich board, it's www.arthureaseyourmind.com. And for the girl in the background,
Oh, 80 people away from hitting 4K, 4,000 subscribers. Well, everybody subscribe to Sherry's channel too, and thumbs up.
and there's Sherry's information. We're fighting. Okay.
There we go. To contact Sherry, how do they contact Sherry, Arthur?
Swampvoices@gmail.com, or her YouTube channel and Voices from the Swamp.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks everybody for stopping by.
Next week, my channel live.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've figured out how to do the Zoom.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same thing. Aloha Tuesdays always. We just alternate every week.
Yeah. Maybe I'll wear a Hawaiian shirt next week.
Yes, I will.
No, maybe I will wear a Hawaiian shirt next week.
Oh, okay, I just put this on because I like love over fear. And everybody check out that Yes Theory. It's really a good channel. I love watching it.
I like watching kitty cats. Never mind. All right, everybody. Good night and bless everybody here. All right. See you.
Uh-huh.
Feel like Granny. Bye.